Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Right, well, I have just had the most epic 3-week adventure travelling around France, fishing public French lakes. In this film, I've documented a lot of the calamities that I've had. There's been plenty of them, let me tell you. I've documented some of the most obscene lakes that you will ever feast your eyes on. Along with that, we've caught a fair few carp along the way. Sit back and enjoy the most epic angling adventure I've ever been on, and what doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. Planning for this trip back in 2020, it's taken 2 years for this adventure to become a reality. The anticipation for the next 3 weeks fishing was high, and I could not wait to get started. We're on it. So first stop off JB's house. We're over in France now. That was a nice easy crossing, no delays, lovely jubbly. So where we're going to, which is like a 14-hour drive, the weather's not great there. All week it is lashing down with rain, so we're thinking about maybe stopping off somewhere else on the way down, but we're going to word JB up because he lives in France. He's one of the Fox managers, manages Rage, so he's the man to put us on for a new plan sort of thing. We were just going to head straight to the lake, but we're thinking now don't really want to be setting up in all the rain and what have you. Just arriving at his house now, and then we shall get on with the journey. Oi.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, you're right.
How you doing? Good.
Yeah, good. You?
Morning, man. You alright?
Hiya.
Shoes off.
No, it's fine.
Sure.
Alright, yeah, I've done my birthday party, so. Yep.
Little did we know at this point that John Baptiste would be a massive help throughout this adventure, finding us 2 pit stop venues for us to fish at before our final destination. He then helped us acquire our French licenses, which would allow us to fish the French public lakes and rivers. Wicked. We've got the ultimate plan. Proper buzzing for this. So we're going to do a night on the river lot. May even do 2 nights. We'll see how good it is. But we're heading to the river lot. That's on the way to this lake that we're going to. And then between the river lot and this other lake is something that looks mega special, but we'll save that for when we get there. But it looks a bit of me and Nikki for sure, definitely. So yeah, we have been given a treat as well. I've got one, Nikki's got one, the Dom Perignon of beers, as he says. We're not allowed to open these until we've had a big one, or I might not open them until we have our first fish, to be honest, because the first one's always a special one, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to save these Dom Perignon beers and hit the road, do a night on the river lot, and we'll go from there. The weather's horrendous down at the lake that we're going to be going to, so we might as well have a little adventure whilst on the way. Let's go! Travelling over 500 miles to get to our first destination through countless tolls, we were then to arrive at the stunning River Lot. Wow, how about this for a spot then? Absolutely mega. This is gorgeous. Van's right here. We've just travelled all through them mountains there and through the vineyard. What a place to do your first ever river session. So, yeah, I've never actually fished for carp on a river before, so this will be me first, and what a spot to do it at as well. Buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Right, start thinking about getting some rods out. I've only got an hour until it gets dark. Right, well, rapidly losing the light. I don't even know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm gonna quickly get 3 out. As you can see, 3 massive cod balls on there. Well, that's an 18 miller. These are sort of 22s. Big old cod balls that are going to go out sort of that area, sort of out here. Just one there, one there, one there. I'm going to fish with 3 tonight. But yeah, ideal. I'm glad I brought the pod. Nice and easy. I haven't got to change them over to bank sticks just yet. But yeah, for the first night, try and get the rods out because we got rain coming for the next 4 or 5 days, I believe. Not ideal. Using the simplicity of the RT4, it wasn't too long before all 3 rods were put out just upon darkness. Oh, wow, God, good morning, good morning. That was a semi-nice sleep, a bit of a broken sleep, but much needed sleep. Other than at 2 AM, the left-hander, that one went off with a bit of a chubby bite, like up and down, all very springy. Had him on for a few seconds and then he come off. At 7 this morning, the middle rod absolutely horsed off. That one screamed off, and it was still dark at that time in the morning. And yeah, played in a bloody catfish. Ugh. But what that catfish did tell me is that the bait was still there. I sort of put the rods out. You can't really see it, but there's a bit of a tow out there, obviously from the river, and I put it like on that tow line last night. All 3 rods sort of spread out, one down the edge here, one a bit further out, and then one a bit further out again as it sort of bends round. And yeah, sort of dropped about 1 kilo of bait over the top of the rods. And me and Nikki were sort of sat here last night thinking, and cod balls have rolled away, definitely. But when I got that catfish in, which was probably a 30, maybe a 40 pounder, he had bug down the bottom of his throat. So obviously telling me that that bait was still out there. So, which is good, you know, sort of good to know, I guess, especially where this river stuff is all new to me and never done it before. And yeah, what a plot to do your first night on, and obviously play a catfish in. You're always hoping that it's going to be a carp, ain't you? Thinking, please be a carp, please be a carp, when you get in knowing full well it's a bloody catfish. But anyway, all cool all the same. Got the art racing and what have you. Wicked. Right, we are now in the middle of pack down at the minute. I just did the night under me little brolly in the end. So we're going to have a look now at another little spot, which is only 20 minutes up the road. We'll go up there, we'll get packed up now, get up to this other area of the river lot. It's further that way. Looks pretty cool on the maps. And again, we can fish out the van if we want to. If not, if we don't fancy that for a night, we're going to head to another lake which is on the way down to the destination. It's 114 miles from here. The lake that we're meant to be going to, that is about 200 miles from here. So sort of halfway in between, we've got this other place. But I'm just keeping you up to date, of course, of how the adventure is going. First night in, bite from a catfish, first night on the river lot. You never know what might happen on the rest of this trip, but looking forward to it all the same. Right, let's get packed up, let's go. Right, well this is our other stop off then on the lovely river lot. Look at that for a backdrop behind there, unbelievable. But yeah, the water's right down, so it might be a little bit tough getting a boat in and out along here. But there's a whirlpool just down the bottom corner here that we're going to go and have a look at as well. But oh, wow, what a backdrop this is, absolutely incredible. Right, as nice as this is, we've had a good walk round, walked down the lock bit and all that. So, I don't know, as nice as that backdrop is, I think we want to get to a lake, you know, in one night on a river. It's nice enough. Yeah, it would be absolutely epic to hold a carp, obviously, with that backdrop there. But there's not really a lot of space to sort of plot up and all that. We'd have to go the opposite side, and you don't want to be staring at this backdrop when you've got that behind you. But I think we're going to head towards this snaggy lake that we've got, and yeah, I think that might be our next port of call, definitely. We need to go to a shop first and sort a few bits out beforehand, but yeah, I think the snaggy lake is calling. We found the mother load, tons of them here. Yeah, mate, look. Right, so we've come right down the end of the pond, and as we drove through, I thought I see one on the surface out here. We've come right at the very end of this massive lake that's behind me. Yeah, and they're all in the edge here. They're all just down in the edge around here. Look, there's one. There's a big one. See him?
Yeah, I can see him. The dark
30 pounder.
Got another one here. See him?
Yeah.
Another one here. Look, it's a lot of small ones though, Lee. Look,
Yeah, it is small ones. Yeah, yeah.
That'd do me though. A few bites.
Yeah, mate.
Beginning of the
Wonder
trip.
if we...
One on each end or both there.
Let's get...
Rotate rods. It's up to you.
We're on fish here, innit?
I reckon just pull the van up on the side of the road.
Let's have a look at the map, see whether...
Look at them geese over there. Can they see us pointing? Be careful, man.
Oh, yeah. Not being able to unload the van where we had found these carp, and with prying eyes watching us, we frantically drove round to find an area we could unload the van from. Driving around this 2,000 acre pit, it was very difficult to find an area where we could get close to the lake. Driving down many a dead end, we stumbled across some anglers that had caught one in a snaggy part of the lake. Oh, right, well, we've driven round for ages trying to find a swim in amongst all of them snags that there's loads of trees growing up in the middle of the lake, but the fish seem to be down this end. Well, that's where we saw them earlier on that down wall there. Nicky's just moving some kit down that bit. We've just seen one bosh out here, not very far out, so I think what I might do is just plot some rods up here, get a bait boat out, hoon some rods out with the bait boat, and then get set up for the night, really. I think that's the plan, man. Sounds good to me. So, right, let's get to it. Right then, right. So, first rod ready to rumble. It's going to be a case of just dropping the bait boat out. I think I'm going to find sort of a zone out here, maybe towards that stick or something, and just quickly get the rods out. The light's fading. We've been driving around all day. The lake's quite busy. There's guys over there, there's guys on the corner there, there's someone in the corner over here, so yeah, there's a few people about, sort of thing. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of getting the rods out. We've seen them show sort of out here. That's the corner that they were in. Nicky's setting up on them in that corner, and yeah, it's a case of just getting the rods in the water at the moment. I've got one ready, then they need leaders on and what have you, so yeah, it's just a case of getting on with it at the minute, sort of thing. So typical bollocks rig on this, so you know, my old rainbow jazz bollocks rig on here with the old running drop-off system. Put a load of bug in there, and I'm going to put some tigers in here as well. So yeah, it's in a bit of a mad rush because you can see rain out the back there, which is obviously heading this way. So let's get this heavy old boat in the water. Like I say, it's just a case of getting these rods out tonight. I think it's going to be the plan. Quickly show you how to tie this snag leader. What you need is some 50-pound snag leader on a venue like this, a pair of gloves, and a decent knot. So the knot I use, I just fold that over, basically crease it at the top there so he's looped over like so, and then it's a bit excessive, this knot, but it never fails me. So go through the loop at the top there, go through the loop, and then basically twist down 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've gone down that loop and the snag leader twice. The loop's over and down. See the tag end there, and then you've got 8 wraps down, and then go 8 wraps back up. 2, 3, 4,
4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then go back through the same way it goes through, so you know both bits of braid are going back through the same way, sort of thing, if you can see that there. So they both go back through that loop. That's very important. That wet it off like so, and then just gently start bringing it all together. And this way you need your gloves, because there's no way you're sending this knot home if you ain't got a set of gloves. You know, I don't care how strong your hands are, but yeah, you need to then pull them nice and tight like that, and you end up with that beautiful knot there. You know, that never ever fails me, that one. So just trim them off nice and tight. So gloves off, find your knot and just trim the braid off there, and then I tend to cut the line at a slight angle so that it goes through the eyes nice and easy and back out the eyes, etc. Can cast that, I've cast that a few times. You know, the old knot does clatter through the eyes a little bit, but if you've got them K guides like are on these new Explorers, you will be able to cast a big old knot like that for them. So put a rod length and a half, so 1, 2 spools like that, and then bring it down to the reel. So 2 turns like that onto the reel, and then bring it down to here. I'd like to think as the evening draws on, they might sort of move out here. There's a lot of small ones we saw at that end, and what you tend to find is if you find the mother load of the small ones, the big ones tend to sit back off of them. That's what we're hoping anyway. So hopefully if one of these rods do ramp off, it'll be from a big one somewhere out here. I've got a feeling the left hand rod is going to be the one on the second pylon out there. I eyed it up as we pulled in. We see one show out there towards the second pylon in the background, so sort of where that gap is on the horizon there, if you can see that, that's where he's going to go.
With the other 3 rods all set up in the same manner, they were put out via the bait boat. With a mixture of bug and tigers on the remaining 3 rods, it wasn't long before the evening set in.
As you can see behind me there, first night success. Happy days, lovely jubbly. So yeah, this rod went first, and whatever was on the end fell off. It sort of arced over, dropped back, leant into it, and it sort of slapped. Well, I had to catch up with him actually. I caught up with him 3 or 4 rod lengths. As I connected with him, sort of couple of head slaps, and he was off. Damn, yeah, gutted by that. And then this right hand rod here, which was fished out towards a single tree that's out there, that absolutely ramped off last night. Glad I had that strapped down properly, and yeah, we've got ourselves our first fish of the trip. Sat in the sling. First, yeah, it was early hours of this morning, about 4 o'clock I think it was, and yeah, he's got big old chops on him, you know, bollocks rig was in his mouth, you know, it's got huge lips, huge big mouthed fish, and Nicky has caught himself a big one as well. So yeah, we couldn't have asked for better on our first morning. But the fish have pushed. We're seeing a lot of fish show down on that damn wall, so I think the plan for today is we'll get these fish photographed and filmed, and then we're going to head off down into that corner for what I think will be a bit of a carve up for the pair of us. So yeah, we've got a bit sorting out to do. I got the boat blown up last night, so we didn't have to do all that today. So that's all blown up now and ready to rock and roll. Where Nicky has had his big one from, it could possibly be a 50 maybe, he reckons, so which would be pretty cool. But we're going to put a pole out there. There's a clear bit here which we think, like these deeper sort of areas, like 14 foot out of here, which is clear, and just before all them trees sort of start that end, that's where Nicky had his fish from. So we're going to put a pole out there, both fish to that one, and we're going to fish 2 on the down wall, 2 out in front of us, and then 2 out this way into this deep water. So yeah, considering this place is what, 2,000 odd acres, we reckon, to get your bite on a first, you know, night is yeah, unreal. But we're on them, you know. That's the case with these big fish waters, big fish waters, big pit waters. You just got to get on them, and once you get on them, you can normally smack them up a little bit. So get this cod out and get on with tings. Wicked. I'm buzzing. Well, a big chopped common. Look at him, huge tail, huge lips on this one. Absolutely wicked. What an awesome carp, and what a way to start off on this pit that I don't even know the name of. The Snaggy Pit, that's what we're going to call him, with them trees in the background there. Don't get much better than that. Absolutely awesome. 23 pounder, and yeah, a lovely start to the trip. And Nicky, the old boy, he's got himself one considerably bigger than this, probably twice the size of this, so we're going to go and have a look at that one. But yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing that we've both got off the mark of what could possibly be a 2,000 acre pit. We don't even know the size properly, but it is a monster, and this one's definitely a monster in the making. Oh, I'm buzzing with that. Right, we'll get a couple of snaps and send him on his way. Wicked. Yes! $43.1.
43.1.
Yeah. Yes.
It's under 20 kilos. Looks that all day long, doesn't it?
Wicked. Come on. Yes, son.
First night on the big lake. I couldn't even tell you the name of the lake, because I don't even know it. Me and Lee's called it the Snaggy Lake. First morning, nicked a good 40 pounder. First morning, couldn't have gone any better. Lee's managed to nick one as well. I've got this one.
Right then, well, as you may be able to see in the background there, the van isn't actually where I bloody well want it to be. Nightmare. I can't get it up the hill that's there, that's behind us. Sort of got to swoop it round and then try and get up the hill. Can't get it up there. Nightmare. Not ideal. It's one of them bloody things, I guess. Just got to hope that the ground dries out a little bit over the next few days so I can get it out. It's not too bad because I can sort of see it from where we're going to be. We're just going to be a little bit too far away from it. I was hoping to get it up on the main road and in the corner there, so it'd be a bit closer to the van, but it's just one of them things. So boat's loaded, we're all packed away here. Nicky's just reeling his rods in there. We've dropped a H block with the bait boat where Nicky had his 40 pounder from. That lovely gnarly looking 40, and yeah, 43 pounds. Absolute lovely carp, you know, nice way to start the trip for him, definitely, and for myself obviously with that other one. And but we're here for them monsters. That's what you come to France for, innit? Monsters and the adventure, of course. So boat's loaded. We're both going to have a rod on Nicky's spot out there, so I'll have one rod, he'll have one rod on there. Then we're going to sort of alternate the rods. I'll have a rod out in the middle, he'll have a rod out in the middle, and then we'll both have rods on the end of this wind where all the fish are gathering. They're showing up there big time. Really, that's where we should have started, but you know, it is what it is. We've got the boats all loaded and all that now. They're all sorted, so it's ready to rumble. Got me little towboat there, boat within a boat. Let's get out of here and let's get over there and on the end of this wind where these carps are. This is us, sort of set up along here. There's a lot of fish in this corner, all right on the end of this wind. So I'm going to fish one down in this edge down here. Nicky's he's going to fish sort of that edge on the opposite bank over there. Sort of got my rod, his rod, my rod is rod, my rod is rod sort of thing. So we staggered the rods about. I was gutted, I left casting leads in the bloody van. I was hoping to just wade out here and sort of cast into this corner, but I've only got 6 ounces with me, so I'm gonna have to use a bloody bait boat. I was hoping not to use that, I was hoping just to cast, but I've left them in the bloody van, the casting leads. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go in with. Big old crude setup there. There's bug, 15 miller, a 12 miller, that might be a 12 miller, and a big old 22 mil switch hardened bottom bait there. 6 ounce lead on a running rig system as per, and yeah, just going to chuck that in the boat with a load of 22 mil switches as well, and just go out there and yeah, drop it in amongst them. There was a lot of fish along that bank there yesterday, so hopefully this noisy thing doesn't scare them away too much, fingers crossed. Well, the rod that I put out with the bait boat has just ramped off, and he's got round this bloody tree that's here, which isn't ideal. So Nicky's just grabbing me a boat. I'm still sort of sorting other rods out in a minute. I'm just going to give him a bit of line. I need to unloosen all this. God. Engine down so I can get the control. There we go. She's off. Finally. In position, mirror. Oh. He's a bad one. No monster, but he will do. Oh no. Oh my god. Got there in the end. Go in. Get in there. Bloody hell. Here's the result then. First mirror of the trip for me as well. They've all got absolutely massive chops on them, these ones that are in here. Big old tails on them as well. Huge fins, which is why they obviously fight hard. So yeah, we thought we'd get amongst the daisies here to film this one, and yeah, absolutely buzzing to have caught another one so quickly as well after that move. You might think it's mad obviously catching one from a swim and then moving, but there was obviously a lot of fish here. Yeah, he's wicked. Right, I'm gonna send him home, get the rest of the rods out, and then probably put some food on. I'm sure the pair of us are absolutely starving. It's a lovely carp. Wicked. Well, as you can probably hear that on the bivvy, the relentless rain has continued. I tried to get the van back out today and it ain't happening. I'm now really worried about it as well, because it's just making me not want to be here. Do you know what I mean? Like, not knowing that I can't get that van out of this venue. Oh, isn't the one, and I don't know what we're going to do about it. I really don't. We're in a right dilemma at the moment. Stressed, proper stressed. I just didn't even think about not being able to get that van up the steep hill to get it back out. I don't know how we're going to manage it. Like, we could unload the van, maybe it's the weight of the van, the weight of the bait that's in the van maybe, but the... Oh, great, we've got a bite. Terrific. In the pissing rain. Just what I need. Well, that ended up being a mid-20 common. I'm now drenched to the bone. It's not what this was meant to be, definitely not. I just want to get our bloody van out as quick as possible and get to the destination. Well, the trip just keeps getting better and better. I don't know if you can see them behind me there, but that's the guard, and not allowed to fish here. So yeah, it's literally like 3 rod lengths that way is the boundary apparently, which we didn't have a bloody clue of, but they've just given us a book of the out of bounds bits, and literally the bit that we're in is out of bounds. So we ain't got any rods in anyway. Nicky's reeling his last rod in. Yeah, we're getting out of here. Well, we're hopefully getting out of here if we can get that bloody van out. But yeah, pack down. I think it's time to go, definitely, especially now that we've upset the guard, although they were pretty sound about it, to be honest. Right, we'll get packed up now and skedaddle. Yeah, it's a bit leery out here today. It's a little bit leery, so you know, I should probably put this camera down and get across safely, hopefully. God, it's a bit bloody choppy. That was not the one. Oh my god, I nearly lost the boat twice. Bloody shaking like mad. Yeah, that was not ideal. The boat blimmin' went up and then it's tilting on the side. I should have went upwind really. That was a schoolboy error. Bloody hell, am I glad to be back to the bank. Jesus, that was not the one out there. Wow, I'm absolutely myself. God, my heart's racing like mad. Jesus, that was not good. That was not good at all. Oh, right. Moor the boat up here. Attempt to get the van out.
With the van tyres all caked in sticky mud, I took to my trusty weed rake to carefully excavate the mud from the tyres.
Right, and that's that then. They're all cleaned off. Did the backs as well, even though there's probably no real need to do the backs, but please. Ain't happening. No. And just sliding all over the place. Go on! Go on! Go on! Yes! 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 Please get me up this hill. Please. Yes! Yes! Oh! Yes! 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 Oh! Yes!
With the van now finally out after the third attempt, we got loaded, and with the sun shining, we headed off to our main destination. Our first glimpse at the venue was simply breathtaking, so we explored what the rest of the lake had to offer.
Right, we're just getting the boats and everything unloaded from the van on this very windy point. So here's a bit of the kit that you use to blow the boats up with. Can't go without it, this one, and it kick in a second once it gets it halfway up. Proper kicks in and then fills it up all the way. Just plug it into the van. Job's a good one. So it's a 320 Fox boat this is that I'm using on here, so I can get all my bloody kit in it.
With the boats blown up and fully loaded with kit, the wind was getting ever stronger. I was a little bit dubious of getting out onto the lake.
I must be off my bloody rocker. Watch where you're going, Lee. Right, let's turn this echo on. Jesus, this is savage. Oh my God. Oh, I'm shitting myself. Oh God. Whoa, big waves. Bloody hell, it's 23 foot here. Christ, don't want to go over here. I might turn that echo off. I'm shitting myself. Ah! Oh shit! Shit! Oh Jesus! I'm back to the bank. Thank God for that. Wow, that was bloody scary. I ain't gonna lie. Bad. I'm absolute, look at my hands, shitting myself. That was horrible. I don't care when I'm out there and I haven't got kit in the boat. If the boat goes over, I haven't lost my kit, but if the boat goes over with your kit in it, game over. Oh man. Oh. Look at that, absolute picturesque. I mean, it's not a bad view there, but it's definitely a better view out the back here, of course. I have to show you the mountains again because I've never fished anywhere that's had mountains with snow on them in May. Look at that. Oh, God's sake, look how gorgeous. Oh, look at it. Wow. Absolutely mega. Barrage down there. And many, many thousands of acres out there. Lovely. Oh, I'm waffling away to you lot, and I've just lost my boat. Look, it's out there, it's got all my kit on it. Everything out in this savage wind, look. It's right out there. I am screwed. Oh no, this is not the one. No. Well, if that goes over, I'm proper screwed. Oh my God, Lee, you are an absolute helmet. Wow. I don't believe it. Honestly, it's just absolute div comes to mind. Look at it out there. It's got everything on it. Everything. What a clown. Oh my God, Lee. Please don't go over, boat. Please. Thing is, it's side on to the wind and it is rocking bad. Proper. Oh my God, you are an absolute bellend. Stay tuned for more clownness from me.
To be continued next time.
Look, there it is. Look out there, look. Got one. The M-rod, the old mate Steve's rod. 95. 97. They actually saved a woman from drowning. Your pole's disappeared. Oh no, Lee, you absolute monkey clown. Got the van started, the van was dead. Yes! Here we go then. One of them looks like a 40-pounder at the very least. Tigers. Ah, absolutely bloody wounded. We're on the move once again today. Shanty, Salagoo go in the rainbow. That's the security guard saying that we are not allowed to fish here. Bit of an update. Audi TT's pulled up next to me. I am police officer. I'm like, oh my God, here we go, great. Monkey clown.